That's a humorous speech. The topic is the Fenton of Facebook. Jimmy is a very good friend of ours, and he's now in, he works in Zhongyuan, and he's now a member in Taipei City Government Toastmasters. And he told us that he knows how important emotional control is because he has a lot of burden, a lot of important role to play. And he uses sports and drink tea or all the skills to keep his mood in a peace way. Let's welcome Jimmy.
Alright, so my job today is to deliver a humorous speech. First, I want to ask a question. How many of you don't know and don't use Facebook? Raise your hand. Okay, but only one. Only one.
Just kidding.
Yes. We all know that Facebook is getting popular around the globe. And, and recently, they even started their initial public offering in the stock market. We all expected it to go high like the rocket, but it turned out to be a North Korea rocket. And a friend of mine who just joined Facebook recently told me a story about him, his girlfriend, and Facebook. He said the story was started on one of a Sunday morning when he just woke up, stretched his body, and ready for a relaxing weekend. Suddenly, a phone call. It was his girlfriend. So he picked up the phone and heard his girlfriend saying, "Oh, you are a liar. I saw you have a Facebook page. And your relationship status, single? Do you want to pretend to be single so that you can find other girls on Facebook? Am I just a joke to you?" I'm a person. No, honey. Somebody created that page for me. I didn't even know there was a relationship status on Facebook. Ooh, I don't believe you. You don't love me anymore. You remember that last time you even said that if your mom and I jumped into the sea at the same time, you would save your mom first. Just because she could not swim. We should break up. And ever since then, they are not friends on Facebook anymore. So fellow members, and most welcome guests, have you ever thought about how Facebook has changed your life? Every morning when you walk into your office, turn on your computer, instead of checking emails from your boss, the very first thing you do is checking who likes my funny pictures on Facebook. You know what? Facebook was created in 2003 by Mark Zuckerberg, and the purpose of him was to find sexy girls.
Yeah,
huh?
it's true.
Yeah, that's right. At the beginning, they created a web page which shows two girls' pictures at the same time to compare and decide who was the sexiest girl in their dormitory. Can you imagine that? A young, ambitious Harvard student sitting in front of the computer and goes, "Oh, who is this ugly girl?" And, "Ow! I like this cute baby." And then somehow, the trend spread around to Boston, to New York, to California, to Taiwan. So ladies, this proves that no matter where you go, the men are all the same. They're nasty. But as Toastmasters, we have a higher moral standards. So we even create fan page for our clubs to find members. And even though it has such a tremendous contribution to us, there are still many defects that I don't like about Facebook. And I want to share with you two of the most ugly things that I've seen on Facebook. The first is unknown friend requests. Maybe you are all familiar to this. From time to time, I would always receive message from a random stranger, most of them are girls, with a sexy looking, but obviously Photoshop profile photos. And it says, Jimmy, long time no see. May I add you as a friend? And I'm like, oh yes, it must be really a long time. Because I don't even know who you are. Or another situation like this. You open your Facebook, you see some friend requests, but you cannot tell from their names, so you go for their pictures. And you see a cute dog, the panda Yuanzai, an elephant, and you will start to wonder, am I living in the zoo so that all my friends are those animals? Why don't you just use your photos? You know, when I say photos, I mean real photos, not the Photoshop ones, okay? And don't be like Koreans. If you go to visit their Facebook, they all look the same. So, whenever I receive this kind of message, all I do is click reject and try to be a nice, polite Taiwanese man as my mom raised me to be. Kind of just give them a nicely gesture. Goodbye, weirdos! But the same thing happens again a few days later. So you see that unknown friend requests are really annoying. But there's one thing that can be even more annoying, are those following them on Facebook. And I want to share with you a miserable story of mine. It was back to the time when I was still in college. I was living in a room with 3 other roommates until one day, a tall, muscular guy living just next door walked in. He was so strong, I could see his muscle moving when he walked in. And he pointed me and said, dude, do you look down on me? I was so scared, but I had no idea why he